Next, I want to go over a little bit as far as the syllabus is concerned. Once again, maybe 5 take-home points from this as well, and see what you can come up with. The way I like to teach my classes, I use a philosophy called constructivism. In constructivism, the idea is not to lecture and tell people everything you know, but to find out what people know first, and my job is to help you construct reality. And I like to use very simple examples like you saw on the discussion board. I have never taught this statistics class completely online. Usually it's been hybrid, but I think we're ready to go and give this a shot here. So basically the class assignments, phase 1 for the first 3 units will be discussion boards. 4 or 5 days of asking you simple questions, seeing what you know, what you don't know. You get points just for sharing and discussing. For the first 3 modules, you get between 10 and 50 points for doing that. The next part is the phase 2, is where I record follow-up acoustic assignments. These will usually be 5 to 10 minute lectures. I'll have an agenda, and you'll basically type up the notes in a nice detailed outline format. You'll use your book to add to that information. You'll have 2 weeks to send me drafts, and I want to strongly encourage you to do that. Because the only way to learn about things is to send me e-drafts, and then by the end of the 2 weeks, if you sent me a couple of e-drafts, you'll have no choice but to get either B or A level credit on most of these things. So try to do that. There'll be 2 tests in this class. The idea is to send me those drafts and then post. The tests will happen on the weekend. I'll basically post an assignment for you, and you'll have 2 or 3 days to do the assignment at your leisure, and then post it. There'll be no draft process for that. In the 3rd unit, there will be not a test for that, but at the end of the semester, I'll basically try to teach you things about SPSS. I'm going to try to see if we can hook up for one conference call and maybe even have a meeting in Roanoke. And if you can't get to Roanoke, go to one of the other campuses and we can do an acoustic conference call and get you on SPSS to teach you how to do that. And then you'll basically do some assignments with me in that class, and then I'll have you do some competency assignments on your own and send me drafts of those things so we can make sure that you're competent at doing this by the end, and that you'll have long-standing notes so when you come back to this years from now, you'll know what it means. The summer schedule, once again, Module 1, we have the discussion board. Then you have 2 weeks on the follow-up assignments, then the test. Same for Module 2, and then Module 3 basically cover correlation and regression, and then we'll have competency assignments that will cover the unit. So just work with me, send me emails if you're unsure about things. I'll try to be accessible to you, and we'll make this thing happen. So type out 5 take-home points from what you've heard here, and hopefully that'll work. Thanks, bye-bye.